Have you ever lain awake at night wondering, what's the difference between a civil case and a criminal case? In the broadest sense, civil cases usually involve private disputes between persons or organizations. Criminal cases involve an action that is considered to be harmful to society as a whole.
Civil law includes statutes and case law that define or interpret individuals' and organizations' private rights in their relationships.
And disputes that involve property, contracts, personal injury, family relationships, government rules and regulations.
Criminal law is the body of laws that defines a person's basic rights and duties to preserve a peaceful and safe society.
A person who violates their civic duty to preserve social peace and safety may be guilty of a crime against the people and so face jail, prison, or some other punishment.
And welcome back to Courts, Courts, Courts. Now it's time to play Which Court, What Crime? Jason, Arlene, Hui, are you ready? Time for a quick lightning round. I want to know whether the hypothetical I'm giving you is a criminal case or a civil case. Are you ready? Hands on your gavels. You decide to file a case against your landlord.
Civil.
Next question, you're a victim of identity theft. Criminal or civil? Hui.
Criminal, criminal, criminal.
And finally, don't let your feelings about art influence your decision here. Is graffiti a civil or criminal crime? Yes, Arlene.
It's criminal.
That's right, Arlene. And while they discuss the aesthetics of graffiti, we'll be right back in a few minutes with more Courts, 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 so stay tuned.
Time for a quick refresher.
So, we've managed to look at the court system, civil and criminal law, all grounded in the Constitution.
And we've established that everyone is entitled to his or her day in court.
And in its most basic form, the rule of law is the principle that no one is above the law. It's all about fairness.
Thank goodness the judicial system stresses consistency, predictability, and transparency.
And that governmental authority may only be exercised in accordance with written, publicly disclosed laws that are enforced equally by established procedure.
So how do the courts ensure this all happens?
It's about time we talked about judges.
In the state of Oregon, we have several types of judges. Administrative judges, trial court judges, Court of Appeals judges, and Supreme Court justices. Decisions in any case must be based on the applicable law. So where the case calls for a jury verdict, the judge instructs the jury on what law applies to the case. Wipe those daytime television judges from your mind. Our judges have serious work to do, and a lot of it. Judges actually preside over trials, usually from start to finish. Judges advise the jury of the law in a jury trial, and in a criminal case, following statutory guidelines, judges also sentence criminal defendants.
It's really important to come in and apply the law so that everyone feels that they can have a fair opportunity in our court system.
We try to work just as hard as we can to place your personal, religious, social views and try very hard in this state to just administer the law as we understand the legislature intended it to be administered, or as we understand the framers of the Constitution intended it to be administered.
Well, you're taking an oath to set aside all of your personal views, your personal attitudes, to show no favor to one party over another party, to be absolutely impartial, and to adhere to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Oregon.
Besides their impartiality and fair application of justice, there are a few distinguishing things about judges. Ever wonder why judges wear black robes?
Because it's cool? Because underneath they're in jeans and a t-shirt?
Wrong again. It boils down mainly to a fashion disagreement between the followers of the two founding fathers, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. Adams was for wigs and red robes, like English judges. Jefferson was all for suits. So they finally reached a compromise. Judges should wear black robes.
But wait, the judges of Maryland's highest state court still wear red robes. No wigs, though.
And what about calling a judge Your Honor? Well, it's more polite than, hey you, or calling the judge by the wrong name. Thank you, England. It's a throwback to the colonial period in the United States when the developing court system was still influenced by England. English lower court judges are referred to as Your Honor, and it stuck. Being a judge does have some major stresses. Judges often get criticized for the decisions they make. But now we know the reality of the fact is that they've merely followed the rule of law, applied the appropriate law, and delivered a decision that is in line with the judicial system as a whole.
Judges are accountable to the law and the people, but have increasingly found themselves under pressure from individuals or special interest groups that favor some laws over others.
For the entire history of the United States, judges have been attacked when they have protected minority interests.
Sometimes a legal decision may not match public expectations or may be unpopular, and in those circumstances, judges and the system itself can find itself under attack.
People believe at their core that when they come into a courtroom, they will get a fair shake. That the judge is not in the pocket of some special interest group, not in the pocket of the opposing side or the opposing counsel. Not for sale. Justice isn't for sale.
Now we've finished our journey through the court system of the United States. I hope that we've shown how vital the courts are to our democracy.
And importantly brought to the surface that judges must be unimpeded in their ability to decide disputes impartially, to protect individual rights even in the face of majority opposition, and be faithful to the law above all else.
Everybody is entitled to their day in court, and of course, justice is for all.